Welcome to helpermath.com. This question is about the simple interest and investment time. We have Anna invested $5,241 in an account with simple interest payments annually, of course, and want to know is how many years should she invest to get her account to be over $8,198, and the annual interest rate given is 5.78%. Right, so we know the present value, or we know the principal. We know the future value. The thing we don't know is how many years. In other words, how much interest payment. How many years for the interest payment she need to get. Of course, in the between, right? From the present value to the future value, the amount increased was the amount of interest. The formula we have, right? The future value equals the principal times 1 plus rate times time. And when we expand that, we get is actually the principal plus the amount of interest, right? So the difference between the present value or the future value, right? The present value and the future value, which is the seeking amount, and the principal, that's difference, is simply the interest. That's P times R times T, right? Principal times annual interest rate. That is every year's interest payment, and multiplied by amount of time, that will be the total interest. Right, so the interest is what? 8,198 take away 5,241. That is the amount of interest. Right? And the annual interest amount is the principal multiplied by the annual interest rate, that is 0.0587. I mean 0.0578 multiplied by amount of time. Right, the difference we get is amount of interest, $2,957. Annual interest payment is the product of principal and interest rate. Since that simple interest rate, the annual interest payment will be all the same. Right, that's $302.9298. At this time, we need to keep all the digits to make the answer the most accurate. Right? If you lose some, if you round it here, that will be not right answer, you may see at the end. Right, and then the next step is to find the time. Well, we have only one variable there. Just divide it by the annual interest on both sides. We'll be able to get the time. It's the quotient, right? Total interest divided by annual interest, that will be the amount of years. Of course, we'll get decimal answers, right? 9.76. Right, and of course, right, intuitively, right, the payment is making once every year, right? The interest payment making once every year. So 9.7 years, that means if it's below 9 years of annual interest will not be able to get $2,957 of the interest. That means the total money we get in the account will be below 8,198, right? So we have to round up to the next whole year to go to 10 years, right? After 10 years, we are able to get more than $2,957 of the payment in interest. And then, which it means we will get over $8,198 in the final, looking for final money, right? She is expect to get. So for the time, if we want the money over a certain amount, the time you get should be always around to the next year, right? To get the next whole year, since what we get is the annual interest payment, right? So that means after 10 years, right? After 10 years, the payment of interest, apparently here we can see is, right? Is $3,029. So that will be more than 2,957 we need. So that will be over $8,198 of the total future value we'll get. All right, so that is this question. Thank you.